Hi there, Robin here from Expert On, and today we're going to be talking about setting up a monitor off of your mixer. I've got 3 different mixers here because they're slightly different. We're going to go through one of them at a time, and we're going to talk about how we get that monitor to work and some of the buttons and features we're looking for on the mixer to make it work. And we're also going to talk briefly about where do you select who's going to have a monitor and who's not, and how do you actually pull that off of the board. So we're not going to go through all the mic inputs and all those features up on top. That's another video. We've already covered that pretty much on each mixer. So we're going to specifically talk about how this mixer hooks up to, well, a monitor. So we're going to start with that. First thing we want to do is make sure everything works. So I've already taken the time to pre-wire, and what we do have already set up on the mixer is a microphone. I've taken the time to get some music, and this is via my phone, plugged into here. And then we've also plugged in a monitor and our main speakers. So today, our main speakers are going to be the Alesis on this side, and our monitor is going to be the JBL on this side. Now, to get a monitor to work, we have to first plug it in properly. A monitor has to be plugged into where it says auxiliary out or monitor send. In this case, that's what Mackie on their profx puts down. They say that it's a monitor send up here. Now, just to get it all together, on the big writing, we're looking at the green knobs. Now, on this particular mixer, it says auxiliary, and then right beside it, it says monitor, just to help you out and understand that that is related to this. This is plugged in to the monitor over here, and that means we're going to be able to control it. Now, on the mixing board down here, when we get to the very end, again, these are all inputs, and then we get into the send, return, the effects, that sort of thing. But at the very end, we now have a main and a monitor control. So what that means, front of house, our main speakers, our big system, that's what you listen to, that's what everybody in the audience is listening to. But if you need a monitor for yourself, or you're setting up a stage, and let's say the lead singer needs a monitor or somebody else, this is what they're going to listen to. So that's very important. That's what the monitor is all about. Having a different source and being able to adjust the volume and either adding or subtracting features away, like the effects or anything else like that. So if I want to actually get this to work, I need to do a couple of things. One, what does the person who has the monitor want to listen to? So in this case, I've got only 2 things really hooked up here. I've got a microphone, which I can turn on, set this up to Unity, which is here, bring this up, and now that's what I have. Because I slid it up on the monitor, and I already have set this up at Unity up on top, that's here. Now, this is a good example. If I turn this down, the monitor is no longer listening to this microphone. Turn this up, and there we are. I can make it louder, I can make it lower. And that's what's going on right here. Now, notice if I turn down the actual line, there's no effect on that, because this is basically the same as a slider, but specifically for the monitor. Now remember, I've brought up my monitor here, so if I bring this down, it's going to be gone. If I bring this up, and it's going to be back. So that's what's going on there. Now, for the mains in relationship. So if I go and turn up the mains, now we'll have no volume. I'm going to turn down the monitor. Everything's off. Why? Because down here, I've got my actual line level controls here. The slider is down at the bottom, even though my monitor's up. But because I've turned my monitor down here, nothing's coming out. If I start pushing this up, there we go. Now we're coming out of this side right here. That's the difference. That's our main off, main on, just like that. And the same thing. If I wanted to have both on, I can slide the monitor up now, and now my monitor's on, my main is on, and that's because my levels are up, and my monitor level is up as well. So that's how we get a monitor to actually come out. Now you got to remember, that's in combination with all the other features. I always have to have, for an actual main speaker to be on, I need to have the level brought up. And if I want a monitor on, that's the specific monitor I want the person to listen to on stage. I need to have that one up. Let's say I just want them to hear background music. So turn down their vocals. Their vocals are off. Main is still on. I'm just going to start playing some background. So now, right now, here it is on the mains. It's playing. but we have nothing coming out of the monitor yet, even though the monitor's up. Why? Because we have to come here, follow in line with where we plugged it into, and turn up the monitor. So now that is affected on this side right here. No difference, no change. We've got it there. Now, why is it not playing on the main yet? It's not on the main because I haven't slid it up. So if I come back here and go, I'm down here, slide this up. There we go. So everything that everybody is going to be listening to, including yourself, is all down here. Everything that somebody's going to listen to on a monitor, if that's what you're using for yourself, is going to be up here. Now remember, this can be used for a stage. Maybe you need a speaker set up for podcasting and you want to hear it. All of that can be done through a monitor setup. So that's how we're going to get that done. So straight here in this particular term, it's going to be green knobs. You're looking for the word auxiliary or monitor on your mixing board. Now, it is possible. Now, if this mixer was much larger, let's say 24 channel, 30 channel, that sort of thing, because you have such a larger setup, they're going to be under the assumption that you are going to want to have more monitors set up. Let's say on a stage, you may have 3 different sets of monitors. So instead of just being here where it says auxiliary, it may say auxiliary 1, 2, and 3. And then up here, instead of just having one monitor send, it'll say monitor send 1, 2, and 3. It'll be 3 different plugs on here representing that one feature alone. So that pretty much covers it on here. I hope that really gets you going on all of that. Now remember, a little bit of playing around on this particular mixer here. I also noticed that the effects are located, that you have an on-off switch for the effects, and you have the ability, of dialing it in. There are also some mixers that have an added button to the monitor control, which is, it'll say pre on it, P-R-E, pre. Now the word, that is for pre-effects or pre-line adjustments or pre-line levels. And if you play with that button, you'll realize that it will either affect with the line levels or it won't. It'll just take it off at the top. So a lot of them are pre, so this way you can adjust it and leave it on and you control it right off on top. That's it. It's done. Some of them get pretty fancy and give you the options to turn that feature from up on top only, so what's going on here, to what's going on here after this level here has been dialed in. So there you go. That's how some of those features work. Again, I hope that helped. We're going to go and we're going to move on to another mixer now and do the same thing over again. So remember, we had this set up with just a microphone and just the music, and I had the choice of being able to turn it up and down. To get everything on at the monitor at the same time, I would dial up both of these. Then I'd bring up the monitor, and I would be all set there. Just by turning on the music again, now both of them are on the actual monitor and on the main. I have the microphone, and if I wanted to turn up the music, I would come here, slide that up. Now both of them are on at the same time. The mains and the monitors. And the effects are there because I've turned up the effects knob. Turn it down, no more effects on that actual unit.